This is where the canoes landed in 1993. The first got to us. Hey! This place is Heiltsuk. It's the place where Glwa, the first ancestor, first came down. Archaeological evidence says we've been here for 10,000 years, but our traditional teachings say that it's our ancestral stories when the Creator put the first humans down, creation stories. So we got a long history with our place, with our territory, with the water and with the land. We almost lost all of that. Traditional teachings and the old ways. This was a burial point here and across the channel. Many of our people used to go by canoe down south to trade at Hudson's Bay Trading Post, Fort Victoria. Our people were down there trading at the fort, and they contracted diseases.
The people were traveling home, and then they were dying. They were dying off all the way.
During that time, we encountered lots of darkness and sickness, and it had quite a devastating blow to the people. We just about went extinct from that.
It wasn't long after that, the residential schools, the government of the day, along with the church, were conspiring to take control of not only us, but the lands and resources.
Lots of things happened that really disrupted our traditional way of life. Residential schools, day schools, the Indian Act and the reserve system, all of these things were really disruptive to our traditional way of life.
There's that long period of time, a couple of generations where those things like canoes were just a memory to the old people of the time.
When people go through that type of a horrendous experience, there's trauma and mental health issues and grieving and sense of loss. And that carried over for multiple generations.
But that's not the whole story, because there's resilience and there's beauty, and those rich, vibrant ways of being, ways of knowing, ways of governing, ways of relating to one another still shine through to this day. And we're still here, and we're still here as Heiltsuk people, and we're Heiltsuk strong.
This is a memorial pole to the late Chief Himas Hamjit. And this man David Gladstone, whose stone is there, carried that name. David was a canoe carver. One of the first carved canoes in Bella Bella, or Glwa, in over 100 years. It was him going to the elders, mostly the women, who wouldn't accept the colonizing forces that were projected upon our people. It was Hamjeet who took the time as a young boy and sat with those elders and learned the stories and learned the songs and advocated for them. And so I attribute a lot of the resurgence of our history and our culture to this great man. One of the key vessels that began the empowerment and the resurgence of language and culture has been the Ocean-Going Canoe. In 1986, we paddled from Bella Bella down to Vancouver for Expo 86.
I believe in the beginning that no one fully understood how it would impact our people.
The theme of Expo was transportation and communications, and it was basically planes, trains, and automobiles, and I thought, well, you know, that doesn't accurately reflect our history, and so I thought we should carve a canoe and paddle it down. And we did. We had our artists, and we carved a Glwa and paddled from our village here down to Vancouver.
It's not very long ago that they brought the canoe back into the community. Like it was a big ceremonial event because it hadn't been done for so many years.
The whole theme was transportation. Like so many things in life, the spirituality of that whole thing became that it transports us back to our roots. People were looking at the transportation of people from point A to point B, but it's transported us back to our roots and to the celebration of who we are and how we did things.
The cultural value, I believe at that time was really unknown, so to speak. And I think it was after that journey that it was realized that the value of it was just immeasurable.
1989, we paddled to Seattle. It was the 100th centenary of the state of Washington, and the Native Americans were a part of that commemoration of the birthday, and so we said, well, we should go, and we did. And we were so moved by the experience that we wanted to share it. So when we were there, we invited the tribes to come to Bella Bella in 1993 for the Gatuas. And we had a good response, and the First Nations and Native American tribes paddled up to Bella Bella and down to Bella Bella.
I really believe that it woke up everybody on the coast. It really opened everybody's eyes up and down the coast that, you know, we have a history here, you know, and why did we let it go?
I think that it has given meaning to our history, to our children, that my generation never got.
And then we did it again 21 years later in 2014. The theme of this gathering is building on the gatherings theme in '93, which is a stroke toward Indigenous unity. And this time it's the gathering of the people of big houses, canoes, and potlatches.
Gatuas is an amazing event where all the tribes along the coast, right from Alaska to Washington, have made their way. Some Hawaiians are here and Maori people.
The beauty of it all is everybody comes here knowing that they're going to share a part of who they are, you know, their culture, their language, their stories, their songs, their dances, and it's beautiful to witness.
Gadwas to me means just how incredible one person's idea or dream can be if you just follow through on it and a few more people join in, and what can come out of it. That I don't think way back in 1986 when Frank Brown had the idea of paddling to Expo 86 that anyone envisioned that it would be such a huge part of the revitalization of the culture and change so many people's lives.
It's just about people gathering and bringing meaning, because if you all come together with the same intention and you have good energy, you have the ability to transform, and to transform not only yourself, but your situation and hopefully society.
It's a dream come true, and now I believe the whole coast is alive with their connection to the past.
I would just like to thank the Heiltsuk people for inviting us to your home. Chief Brown, you were so instrumental in bringing us together by challenging us to come here in 1993. We have grown and just have received so many gifts as a result of that journey. So I thank you and your people for all that you have done for us. From the bottom of my heart, I raise my hands to you. Thank you. God bless you.
It's so beautiful just to share. And we're always fortunate enough to have our relatives from New Zealand and Hawaii come here and share some of their cultures and develop new friendships. And really, at the end of the day, we develop lifelong friendships.
It wasn't just a bunch of different nations, it was family coming home. And when they came in, that's how they felt. Many of the participants who came to Belleville expressed that. They feel like we're home.
To the Nisqually people, you have taken it upon yourselves to host in 2016, which is a big thing. I see your spirit and the great strength that you bring with you. It's a wonderful thing. Wallace Gayasaka, and we will stand with you in 2016. Wait.
Our culture, like a lot of people have been saying, is fading, you know, regardless of whether we like it or not. It is a reality that we're becoming more what they refer to as westernized as a society. And I'm very concerned that if we don't have the revival of the culture through canoe gatherings, you know, we could really lose it.
The children today have this immense challenge on knowing who they are, where they're from, because they're listening to all types of music, and computers don't have our language on there. The music's not in our language, the games they play, everything else on the computer is not in our language. So when events take place, such as Tribal Journeys, it's probably some of the best medicine and tools to help maintain our link to our past.
This is actually my first culture thing I've ever done throughout my whole life. So this is a really good experience for me.
This is the international boundary. White Rock here, Canada, United States. Currently our community is preparing to paddle down to honor the invitation of the Nisqually Tribe who came to Bella Bella for Gatuas. So we're going down with a group of young people. We have the young people training in the community, going out for paddling.
There's a lot of first-time paddlers this year, so they're not really used to like how long the pool's gonna be. So today we demonstrated by making a longer paddle, and a lot of them were able to feel it halfway through. Like they're like, "Are we there yet? Can we be there yet?" Reynolds got it. You think maybe if you tie it up right in there in the middle? We've been training the young ones how to set up a tent and take it down, because like we're like, you know, you're gonna be doing that every day, and it will get easier once you know you get the hang of it. Like.
That's what I was saying.
We've been gift making necklaces and headbands and whatnot.
We're making the gifts to give away in Nisqually to elders and youth from different tribes and nations to show appreciation and stuff. Not much of us really know all the songs too well.
I think it's a really good way to connect back to culture because you get to learn a bunch of dances.
I think the reason why it's like the dances and stuff and sharing your cultural ways is like kind of like so you don't lose your history, I think. You know, it's just getting it out there and keeping your culture alive.
It's really fun so far, and just hearing the stories of everybody meeting other people and how nature speaks to you. I can't wait to feel that.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's all here. It's all here. It's going like this. Oh, too bad.
We came here to start our paddle, and we also came here to learn about culture things.
It's getting down to the excitement and stuff. Everything's becoming reality now. I'm feeling really anxious and excited, and I feel really honored to be here right now.
I'm most nervous about just all the new challenges ahead of me. The long paddles, waking up early, and setting up your tents and camping grounds, and protocol, dancing in protocol is what I'm most nervous about.
When we departed, you could see that there's some fear, you know, of the unknown, of the water, because these young people haven't been on the water for a number of years, and the disconnect for them was huge.
We live our everyday lives here, but we never ever, you know, have gotten on a canoe and been able to really experience our land and sea and the resources, and it's amazing.
Bella coming in, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, Imas, Whale Max, Glwa Assassin, Klukloat. Walk this. My name is Makmuisagmi, Hereditary Chief of the Heiltsuk Nation, Bella, and we ask for your permission to land.
When you meet up with the other tribes and you do protocol and everything, you get invited ashore. It's so exciting.
And I've been going to this tribal journey for a lot of years. I've listened to the youth, the young people and the older people talking about their healing. And it's a beautiful thing to hear. We're supporting the young people. We're uplifting them. And we want them to get better from all the hurts and all the pain that they go through.
Some of these youth that are on a journey lived in urban cities most of their life, so they don't really know their dances or their language because they grew up in different areas, and I think this gives them an opportunity to be able to come out and find themselves again and who they are in the inside and learn their traditional ways, because I think that's important. You never know who you are until you know where you come from.
It's like a good way to get people back into their cultural mindset. It's just a really easy way to get people into it because there's a physical aspect and then there's the protocol, and it's really uplifting and a really positive experience.
I'm happy that you chose to do this for yourselves, because I know that there was some uncertainty and you made the choice, and then you took action to say, I'm going to do it. And then you showed up and you practiced and you prepared and you made gifts. And so it wasn't a small thing, right? It was a commitment, and we're here. Now we're moving into the journey proper, and we're just getting familiar. But there's going to come a time and a place where you will have to grind it out. When you get up early, stay up late, and you have to paddle, pull canoe.
When you're out on the canoe, it's different than being out on the water in any other way because you see it differently. You're closer, you're in relation to it. You can feel your hands blistering up from your paddle. You feel it on your back. You watch your posture. You watch the way your body interacts with the ecosystem, with the water around you. You're so much closer to it.
You hear the birds. It's just beautiful. Sometimes you get caught in the rain, but you feel it.
People don't understand that connection that we have with culture and the land and the water, and over time that is something that we have developed as a Heiltsuk people.
Our people are canoe-going people. They always have been. So being on the canoe kind of brings you back to our great-great-great-grandmothers and our great-great-great-grandfathers.
It's like going back in time and living the now. It's just amazing. It's so important for not just our young people, it's for everybody. It's wholeness.
it gives individuals like a self-identity kind of thing, you know. It brings you back to, you know, this is our way of life, this is who I am.
I just love the idea of being in like that environment, you know, like my family, they're not really like cultural themselves, like, you know, they don't participate in the dances and stuff. So when I'm on Tribal Journeys, I feel like a part of me is like back and I come alive again, because I just love the culture so much and just everything that goes on with it. It's just amazing.
When you listen to the narratives about Indigenous people, they're always really sinister and degrading. And so for me, it's part of the Indigenous people saying, this is who I am, and this is what my ancestors are, and I stand on the shoulders of greatness. I come from good people. And to know that in your heart and carry it forward one stroke at a time, and that's part of the greater puzzle of revitalizing who we are.
I'm really excited to learn about my culture, but living in Vancouver, it's really hard. Like, I want to learn our language.
I really want to learn about my culture, how they sing their songs, how to speak in our language.
We've been struggling with our language for a long time, but we're not going to give up. And I think, you know, at times when we feel like, can I really do this? And then we have a gathering like this, it's just like it reignites another spark, and we say, yes, this is what it's about, this is living, we can do this.
It's a lot of healing for me, being out on the waters away from the social media, and like just makes you find yourself again, because people lose themselves like a lot, and I know I do. But when I go on journeys, it's like I'm me again. I found myself again.
I think what it has done in the past has been the beginning of healing for many people who have struggled with their personal issues.
One of the things that I talk with the youth about is, with every stroke of the paddle, to release some of your hurt, some of your pain that you may be carrying.
It becomes a release to you, like you can release everything into the water every stroke you take. It gets everything, like all the negativity, away from you, and you're stress-free.
It's a real purification, you know, type of experience that you have. You know, we all have this strength within us, you know, and for some people, you know, you gotta lift some of that debris that we carry around and uncover it, and it just comes shining through, and, you know, you come out a stronger person.
I've seen youth cry, you know, not for minutes, not for a couple hours here and there, but for days. Like, they bring everything in the canoe, and I tell them, what you bring in with you, leave in the water.
The healing part of it is just so strong. The inner strength that people need to draw from. I think that's when people realize what that actually means.
Yo, Yimas, Wiumax, Kuklok, Glwa. My name is Yegis, from the Heiltsuk Nation. We have 2 Haida sisters paddling with us. We respectfully ask to come ashore, share songs, share food. Wallace Gaisika.
Twagalapusi Abdaished. To all of you, my honorable people,
Oshachilchilab, Alti Bukoshuth Obs Watutet. You have arrived to the land of the Mukoshu people. Es Jo Ilcheth, Etogoslab the Bushlet. It is joyful for us to see all of you. Ohegwachilep, Tish, Atsat Tish Tabucheth. You have honored our people.
One of the challenges that I'm having a hard time to face is socializing more, because for the last 2 summers I've been working at a fish plant where I don't talk like at all.
Coming here and watching people that didn't know anything and then grow and blossom and just, sing and start dancing and being completely comfortable with it. It's awesome to watch the youth latch on to who they are and where they come from.
We're one stop away, and I'm getting really excited. And in the past, just today, I've probably seen about over 100 canoes.
I'm just getting more and more excited for Nisqually now, because that's where everything's going to go down, and we're actually going to be able to see and witness everybody's protocol and what they've been saving for Nisqually, because we may be doing protocol at each stop we're doing, but I know that there's some places that are holding back until Nisqually.
Tomorrow is a big day, and every single one of you deserve that seat in the canoe. And every single one of you have earned a place on the floor because you pulled that canoe here. But you're not just doing it for you. Think about all your family members that aren't here, that love you and that want the best for you. And they're happy for you because they feel the same way. They're hoping that goodness will come of this for you.
Everything's as it should be, We had our overwhelmings, we had our arguments, which was expected this far into the journey, Everyone's emotions are hitting them. We're going through that bumpy road, but at the end of the day, we're all laughs and giggles, and, we're back to who we are.
When you first start, it's super nerve-wracking because you're going on this huge physical adventure and you have to pull a lot out of yourself to kind of even begin to think that you can accomplish something like that. But then after Tribal Journeys, it's just such a feeling of, self-worth and knowing that you're capable of doing something of that magnitude. It's awesome.
When you're pulling into the final destination, it's like a sense of family, the sense of pride, the sense of accomplishment, the sense of identity. When we get there, there's so much good stuff that's going on for an individual.
I think it's strengthened my cultural ties because it's made me step up knowing how to lead it and fully successfully teach other groups of people, because I've done that.
From what I could see, there was so much pride and joy and a sense of accomplishment that they could get in that canoe and work so hard and walk through their fear and get from point A to B and see the celebrations.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see the youth identify with being, I'm Heiltsuk, and the pride that comes along with that.
We have Bella Bella, Red Ground Canoe.
chiefs, ladies, high-ranking, children and relatives. My name is Makmuisakmi, hereditary chief of the Heiltsuk Nation, Bella Bella. We are traveling with our two Haida sisters. We're here to honor your invitation since Gatwa's 2014. We're here to share our culture, song and dances, and we're asking to come ashore.
Thank you, Bella Bella. You have traveled a long, long journey, and we are happy to have you coming to our shores. We know you're tired, but we welcome you here today at this great event of the paddle to Nisqually, and you have permission to come ashore. Thank you very much.
The journey down here was really fun, but today was the best out of all the other days, because this is what we came here for, see all the cultures come together.
We made it to Nisqually and it was pretty amazing to have a full canoe and to feel the energy of everybody.
I'm really smiley, but at the same time, my cheeks hurt.
It's almost unreal. Like once we got there, I just couldn't stop thinking, I can't believe we actually did it. Like, it's pretty amazing.
We are a hurt people and we're hurting people and this is like what's going to heal us as a people. And we're mobilizing and we're here. And so we're healing all together.
We have responded to the call of the great tribe, Nisqually, who honored our invitation by coming to Bella Bella. They paddled to Bella Bella 2 years ago, and they called upon our elders on the floor, and they brought Pendleton blankets and gifted our elders. So when they called out for us to respond, there was no way the Heiltsuk could not come. It's our honor and our privilege to be here with you today.
Whoa, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, whoa, yeah, hey, yeah, boy, whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey.
I want to invite you all forward to receive this gift. It's only a small token of our appreciation, because in truth, there's nothing that we could give you that would do justice to the gift that we receive through the giving and receiving of our customary ways, our protocol. Thank you very much. Wallace Gayasika.
In the beginning, a lot of people were a little self-conscious, I guess you can say, about singing loudly and feeling like if they messed up, it was a big mistake. But I guess them seeing other campers and the way other camps just start singing randomly, I think that made the youth a lot more comfortable with singing out loud and not being ashamed to mess up. So I think they got the idea of that, and now they can go back and say that, they know the songs, they practiced hard, and they sat there and listened, and I'm very proud of it.
There's definitely a sense of dignity and pride in who we are, and I really believe that it instills an even deeper meaning for the children, because I feel like the children need to know just how wonderful it is to be who we are, and never to feel that we're less than because our language, our culture, our heritage, everything is so important, and it is the heart of who we are.
When you go out on a canoe, it is like going back in time. There's a lot of valuable and important lessons that they learned. The teachings that come out of that, respect for the natural environment, the resources within the environment, respect for yourself and respect for others, how to be able to work within a team environment. And so I think those are the important lessons that the young people could take to heart.
I think people gathering together is a reminder to all of us that we're just beginning to strengthen the coast.
It's bringing together people in a good way to realize these are our consistent nation-to-nationhood bonds.
Tribal Journeys is the most wonderful thing. Having that a part of the young people's lives will make a great difference in so many ways. How they look at themselves, how they look at the world, how they look at their community, how they interact and relate with their relatives or their grandparents. It can change the future of our First Nations people forever if we feed that.
It's to remind ourselves to take a step back, that our ancestors set the table for us. They're the foundation, and that we have to carry on. We have to continue to do what they did, which is to protect what we have. And so I'll leave you with one term, that is Heiltsuk, that we learned from our old people. The ones that uphold the laws of our ancestors. And that's who we are. And that's who we'll continue to be. Way.